introductions are made.
And now make a charisma saving throw as I shake your hand.
Is it? I thought it would be your sprite. Save.
Oh!
What is your current emotional state?
Kind of excited. Mostly pretty easygoing. It looks like it's. I'm not expecting anything terrible to happen today. This could be the start of something new and excellent for my purposes.
Sure. So excitement is good. That's totally different than what Jericho would be feeling, I'm sure. So yeah. So again,
Jericho's only thought right now would be, "There's no way he has an actual face under that mask, is there? That's just not the kind of life I lead."
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. There's got to be a maggot in there in those eye sockets somewhere. Yeah. So Hannibal, from all intents, the information is relayed to you that hey, these guys, they seem genuine. They're just curious.
So, I look and say, "You two know each other?"
No. This man, well, what seems to be of a man, approached me.
He is quite small.
I am here to bring friendship of Kislev to Heart of Empire. I am friend to everybody in this town. Wish to be friend to you. You are new here, yes?
Yes.
So, I know people, I can get you connected.
We already have people we wish to speak with.
Aye, but a few more couldn't hurt, could it?
It could.
These Heart of Empire are always schemes within schemes. You'll need guide.
How do I know you aren't scheming?
If you count on the idea that I may be scheming, you will not be surprised later.
That doesn't mean I want to get caught in a trap.
I have no trap. Anything I do reflect on Empire of Ice Queen.
Can I make an insight check when he said that there will be no trap?
Sure. He doesn't appear to be trying to trap you in anything.
Hmm.
He seems, like I said, between that and your personal insight, he seems genuinely interested in helping you.
Yeah, I've known Petzlaff for quite a while, and he's a genuine bloke. When he helps you out, he helps you out.
What do you think, Hannibal?
They want to help us, that much is sure. I'm still not sure of their motive, though.
My motive is obvious. I help you, I have your friendship. I am here to make friends.
I look at both of them, and I just simply was like a motion of my hand, like gesture to them to move away. I would give us a minute.
Yes, Sarah, let them speak.
Of course.
Gesture for us to step away so we can each have conversations that the others overhear.
Indeed.
Sure. Yeah. So what's a conversation that you have, Morella?
I look at Hannibal and I'm like, well, if these people are really interested in helping us, perhaps they can get us with counsel with the Emperor sooner.
They do seem genuine in their want to help us, but I don't know. I'm not used to people just offering help for no reason.
If there was anything that I learned within the noble courts is be mindful of who you speak with.
All right.
My father relayed that information very well into my mind, and well, all coins have two sides.
All right. For now,
and then,
though,
as I say that, I look over at them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of.
I probably gestured for them to come.
No. I stop you. I stop you from doing that.
Okay.
And I say, wait a little bit. Let them talk it out on their end.
Very well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you guys have a conversation about like you're both kind of out of earshot of each other, right? You guys have a conversation about what's going on here?
Can I make a history check to see if I can think of any group in the past or any specific cases wherein people might end up wearing wooden masks?
Sure,
Do I think this might
absolutely.
be in order, or... Okay, cool.
Make a history check.
God damn it!
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, it's... Obviously, your assumption was correct. Like, it may be representative of an order or... a certain following, certain religious sects, maybe, but identifying which one this might be from, no.
Empire gets stranger every day.
Indeed. So, do you think she's the real deal then?
She is suspicious. That seems appropriate for Empress. But, cannot tell. She is somebody. That is all that matters. If our rumors are true that she is Empress, all to the matter. We help future Empress.
I can see good paycheck at the end of that.
Cool. So...
Oh wait, before they get sent over, I look at Morella and I go, they want to help you because you're the future Empress.
right,
I want to
yeah.
help her because she's important.
Right, yeah, because
Yes.
she's important and
And it seems that Farron is in it for the paycheck.
in noble courts, a favor is worth more than 1,000 gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Marilla, that's not like an uncommon thing for you to know, but
Yeah.
What you also have to consider is, he's claimed he's an ambassador for the Ice Queen of Kislev, which, if you had a contact with an ambassador, that's really good for your cause. Like, the fact that you could bring in other cultures and other relations.
Oh yeah. She understands this. Like she's like she knows what's going on, but she's being cautious. That's
But
what she's doing.
Yeah, but I would
She
just
like nods and she's like, I understand, but
Yeah, cool.
a favor for a favor.
Absolutely. All right, so you usher them back over, and I assume there's words being bespoken of like, yeah, we'll totally, we'll see what we can do. We'll pull some strings, and you guys are like, oh, that's really cool. This is some general idle chit chat occurs, and I think that Vi, at some point you have kind of sidled into the bar, and you're witnessing this occur. Now, the Vi and Chester and Arkady and Farron, you're all aware of each other's presence. You may know each other as an acquaintance just because of the circles that you run in and the tasks that you complete within the city, and you've all been here for quite some time. That is correct. If you want to, you can. Marilla can totally give the name. Which I think would be probably like appropriate, right?
I only tell them that my name is Hannibal.
Right.
She would address her full name, as that's what she does.
Sure, yeah. Sure, exactly. So I think that Vi, you see, and you kind of know, like, politically, that Arkady is always trying to get a leg up. So the fact that he's attached himself, seemingly, to this newcomer is interesting news. And perhaps there may be, money in it, or, whatever you may be seeking in it for you. So you can identify that. What kind of interactions, and we're just going to go like kind of abstract here a little bit. What kind of interactions would Vi and Chester have had with Arkady and Farron in the past?
I feel as though Vi probably doesn't like Petra very much. Not so much in that, she distastes him, other than the fact that he takes some jobs from her, right? He kind of messes with her plans sometimes. And so the second she sees... the second she sees these two people who they were, following with the deep pockets start talking to him, she's like, oh, crap. And so she probably looks over at Chester and she goes, "Of course, they're talking to him."
Of course.
Yeah, so
That sucks a lot for you, Vi.
Every time.
yeah, absolutely. So what about Chester? What kind of interactions have you had with the other two?
Chester wouldn't have had a whole lot unless they've had some shady dealings with particular guild.
I think that you might have a tie to Farron. Farron runs in circles that he hides well. I think there's definitely probably an interaction there at some point. What that may be, we don't have to determine it now. But you've probably met at least once before, and are aware of each other's quote unquote abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because Farron kind of runs in some circles that you would run in,
As most bards do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's probably heard a couple of my exploits, but interactions between us probably haven't gone too far between, like, introductions, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think that we kind of close out the night of like, hey, yeah, we'll tomorrow we'll start on it and we'll do the things and try and get you that audience that you seek. So the six of you retire for the night to do whatever you do by yourselves during a night. And morning comes, and you guys wake up real early. Morella wakes up real early to do her cardio or whatever she does early in the morning. And I think that, Hannibal, would you wait for Morella to go set off and try and find your contact?
Yeah, because I imagine it's pretty good for her to know him as well.
Sure, yeah. So I think that you wait for Morella and you guys kind of take off. You probably make contact with Petrov and Farron early on just to be like, hey, we're going to go try and find our contact. We'll meet back here at whatever, and you can tell us what you might have for us or whatever. So you guys go off. You go off to the Knights of the Griffin headquarters, which, let's put that somewhere. Let's say it is this building over here. Let us say it is this building, Knights Griffin HQ. Say it is this building right here. Boop. Oops. There's a capital R in there. Knights Griffin HQ. Cool. Awesome. So you guys head off to the Knights Griffin HQ, and you arrive, and you look up your contact. Who is...
What was his name again? I think it was Gregor?
Gregor, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you look up Gregor, and he happens to be residing in the headquarters at the time as a stroke of luck, and he comes down and meets with you, and you guys embrace. How long has it been since you've seen Gregor?
About 3 years.
About 3 years. Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys embrace and you catch up briefly, but then we get to the meat of the situation.
Oh, one thing that I do talk about with him that might catch Morella's interest that I don't think I've mentioned before is that I went to Norska.
Yeah, so maybe he's like, what have you been doing for the past couple of years? And you mention this.
Yeah, and then I also say, he might have asked, like, how'd you survive there? And I say, I hired a band of Goliaths. The Starstala clan.
So I think that he probably like kind of like, you see him like scratch his head for a second. He's like, that name rings a bell. I can't quite place it, but yes. Well, that is one way to get through the lands unscathed.
Yes, they were very useful.
Aye. So what can I do for you?
Yes, this is my friend Morella Fairheart.
Immediately he recognizes the name because it's kind of his job to know noble names. And he gives you a quick bow, Morella, and he says, my lady, how can I be of service?
She puts up a hand. She's like, you are helping Hannibal. Which is in turn helping me.
Okay, so then, yeah, he turns his attention back to Hannibal, and he says, what can I do for an old friend?
We need an audience with the Emperor.
He kind of like chokes a little bit. He's like,
I understand.
Excuse me?
This is a very daunting task. I understand. but
like,
it is necessary.
I do not have that kind of weight. Granting an audience with the Emperor, I could perhaps get you an audience with one of the councilmen, but not the Emperor.
That would be a step up, but we might have to turn to Morella. We might have to work our way up on this.
I understand. The nobility works is not fun to deal with.
He kind of nods and he says, It may take me a day to set it up, but I will see what I can do.
That sounds great.
If I may ask, why do you seek this audience? It is not a normal
Because
thing.
he needs to be spoken with.
Yeah, I think you say that, and he kind of like his eyes narrow a little bit, and like you can tell he holds his tongue because you're also nobility, but the way you said it, kind of like he was like, "What did you just say about the Emperor?" kind of thing. But then he kind of shush Morella a little bit on that. Yeah, sure. You're like don't mind her. You know, she knows not what she says. Yeah, and so he kind of shakes his head and he goes, yes, well. Simply speaking with a man is a task in and of itself. I've only ever seen him in the palace once, and even then not ever spoken to him. But your reasons are your own, I guess.
They are.
Thank you very much, sir.
He's like, it will be harder to grant audience for unknown reason, though. I'm just letting you know.
Why don't you just say that we're here to talk about the problems just outside of the Empire?
Okay. Perhaps... You know what? It's clear. Your reasons are your own. That's fine. I will see what I can do. No promises.
Thank you very much.
He kind of gives a nod, a deeper, not a full bow because it's clear that made you a little bit uncomfortable, Morella, but his head goes down all the way and he gives you a stiff nod, and he kind of tarries out, and he's mumbling to himself what the hell, and yeah, he goes off to try and set about the task, but he said it might take a day or two to get that done. So I think that we flash over to.
Can I actually have a quick little back and forth with Morella?
Sure, yeah.
I tell Morella, listen, I understand that you're not too happy with the Emperor at the moment, but you can't go around just saying to random people that you're unhappy with it, okay?
I never said that specifically. I just said I needed to speak with him. Apparently people take it the wrong way.
They do.
I think we get a
the
flashback.
Emperor's just some...
We get a flashback to what you actually said, which was he needs to be spoken with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. People don't react kindly when you talk bad about their leader. And while what you didn't say wasn't inherently bad, it can be very easily taken that way.
People need to understand that he's still a man.
They do. They do, and he is only a man. Remember, just the right words to the right people.
I will try.
Thank you.
Let's go, Hannibal.
All right, then.
Cool, yeah, and then we flash over to Petrov and Farron, where you guys are, you're kind of hey, now we should figure out how we're gonna, maybe accomplish this. But my question is, Vi and Chester, would you guys have made contact with the other two about hey, what's going on, doing your information gathering thing? Because I think that you guys are cordial, right, but not necessarily friendly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we would have paid them a visit by this point.
Okay.
Once we saw the two unknown individuals leave.
Yeah. So how does that go down?
Where would this meeting take place, do you guys think?
Well,
where
I
would
suppose
Petrov be hanging out?
Yeah, I suppose I might. That's going to depend on who I think I can talk to that'll get Morella closer to the Emperor.
Because we probably would just cut you off in an alleyway somewhere.
Yeah, if I'm going to be out and about, then alleyway seems fine.
Yeah.
So we just drop in front
of you. I don't know what else the clientele of the White Swan looks like, or where people go when they want to find a lot of nobility at once.
Yeah,
Sure.
so probably just outside, down an alleyway. Vi drops in on one side, Chester drops in on the other. And like the two of you are probably not surprised because you're competent in your abilities as well. But
we've done this to them before.
Right. This is not. This is 100% not the first time this has happened, right? So how does that go down?
Chester.
Vi, I forget. I have forgotten the secret handshake we do.
She just has her arms crossed and says nothing.
You seem irritated. Am I right? Irritated?
You are very perceptive.
Is it itchy boots? I can take you to good cobbler. I keep telling you, your cobbler, subpar.
It's a little subpar, Vi. It could use some work.
Chester knows boots. You talk to Chester.
It's true. This is true. Well, it seems you've been holding out on us a little bit.
What? Holding out? Oh, of course not, we.
I think that's actually exactly how that goes. Like you're both just talking over each other, like, "What? That's nah."
Vi holds up her hand and she's like, "Enough. The redhead. Who is she?"
Redhead. Yes, noble in town. Very interesting. No retinue. Think she is trying to be subtle. Not sure she will want to be associating with you directly.
Oh, we can be persuasive, can't we? And I kind of look over at Chester.
A noble being subtle.
I am not saying she is good at it. I'm saying she intends it.
She sticks out like a sore thumb, but it's what it is.
Do we know her origins?
My concern here is I tell you things, you tell other people things, word get out. She has to ask herself, who did she tell that got this secret out when she is trying to be subtle? I would prefer wait a little bit longer so that word can spread further before we say too much.
Petrov, I'm going to find out sooner or later. Why don't you just tell me now?
That is my point. She will tell everybody by day's end.
But I want to know right now.
Petrov, my friend, you might want to indulge her in this. She gets a bit antsy, okay?
I remember. No dangling this time.
Not the first time.
Yes, she is most likely, and we cannot verify, to be sure. If this is wrong, I am not misleading you. I am giving you best information we have. She is most likely to be Mirella Fairheart, Talabheim.
Ooh, interesting. We can work with that.
I think that both of you recognize the name and status.
Mm-hmm. What is she doing here? She seems a bit lost, no?
She seems to have a very specific goal in mind, but exactly what it is, she is keeping cards close to chest.
Well, where is she now? Did you not follow her?
We have
rude to follow someone when they're not expecting it, isn't it, V?
Rude? I don't know. We agree to disagree, I guess.
Yeah, we have less to follow her than you might. We know where she is coming back at the end of the day.
Well, we will find her soon enough anyway. Do you know anything else, or are we done here?
Why don't we ever talk anymore?
This is a good question.
Oh yes, dangling episode.
Oh, that was
Dangling
one time.
episode.
One time. You are fine.
She's right, though. One time.
Except for the parts where you nearly dropped him.
That was
he
Chester.
was fine.
That was not me.
He was fine. I didn't drop him. Almost.
Anyway, would hate to hold up your very important business. I'm sure you have many wheels to begin spinning, yes?
Something of that sort.
Yes. Well, we are on our way to do favor for new friend. You are on your way to
Before you finish, she's already done.
Right, yeah.
Something deeply, deeply illegal.
Chester's still there, and he's like, "Bye, Farron," and then he follows by.
See you, Chester. Good to see you again, mate.
Hey,
Cannot believe that you gamble with him every week.
Right,
Hey,
yeah.
I get his money, so what's it matter?
I'm telling you, he's going to take your face one day.
I like seem tired.
Literally.
I'm still here, aren't I?
Man like that have wall at home with faces nailed to it.
It's actually probably true.
Yeah, that's actually 100% true.
So,
Right?
so yeah, I think that Farron and Petrov, you guys head off to meet up with your contacts. So the resolution of all of this will be that you'll be granted an audience with one of the councilmen by day's end. So I think we can, if no one else has anything else to do before then, we can fast forward to that point.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so we fast forward to now. It probably comes like at a similar time. You get word back, Hannibal, from Gregor that he's got you an audience with one of the councilmen around this time, and as it turns out, the audience is with the same councilman, but just like an hour before and or after. Like you have two scheduled appointments at this point, and the one that Petrov was able to get you is the earlier one, and Petrov, it's probably like it was like a personal favor that you had to kind of pull, so you got to kind of be there and show face and be like, yeah, you know, that kind of thing. So you'll probably have to be in attendance at least for the preamble to the conversation that happens. So my question is, would the Farron or Petrov, would you have let know about the encounter that you had with Vi and Chester, or would that be kept held back?
Let whom know?
Morella and or Hannibal.
They have no need to worry about these things. They have lots on mind.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Aye.
Cool. So
They are paranoid enough.
right. Yeah, so you go to the meeting that you have scheduled, which is in the late afternoon, kind of after everything is settling down, and you're meeting with a man by the name of Matthew Handhelm, and Matthew Handhelm is he's a minor councilman. He's not the newest, he's not the most junior. But he's kind of in the middle. He's kind of in the perfect position. He's got enough power to do something, but not so much that he's looked upon to like help people directly. He's kind of in that awesome in between
Gray zone.
method. Farron, would you have joined the group?
Yes, I would have kind of quite awkwardly out of place, but I'm still there with Petrov.
Yeah, but it's well known that you and Petrov are like friendly, and you guys hang out every now and then, so it's not like unusual. So yeah, you guys arrive at the grounds, and you meet with Matthew, and he comes out, and I think that he recognizes the name at the very least, and maybe that's how you had to like drop it on him, Petrov. So he comes out and he sees Morella, and he gives like a deep bow. He's kind of like he's a little bit scrawny, older, maybe in his early 50s. He's got kind of wispy gray hair that's very thin. Doesn't have a bald spot, but it's just like thin gray hair that kind of is pushed backwards. He looks like in his life he may have just been a scholar, definitely not a warrior prior to becoming this councilman. But there is a significant like intelligence you can see behind his eyes, and so he greets you and he says, "My lady Morella, what can I do for you today? My friend Petrov tells me that you wish to seek an audience with the Emperor. Well, I'm afraid that is currently out of the question. I can address any concerns that you have."
You could be on your way if you can't address the problem I have right now.
Yeah, so I think he kind of like he looks at Petrov and he says, I thought that we're like there was an issue that I had to deal with.
And then I kind of say, I'm sorry.
Both try to sidle in at the same time to apologize for it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think Petrov is going to slide slightly so that he's now standing at our contact's side, facing the others, like he's on this guy's side of the discussion.
Sure. Yeah. So what do you say, Hannibal?
I'm so sorry about that. She's a little bit. She's tired. We've had a very long day.
Ah, yes, I understand completely. Traveling always takes it out of me as well.
Yes, it's quite a bother, isn't it?
Indeed. So what's can I don't believe we've met.
Hannibal D. Solomon. And to Arkady, this is the first time he's heard my name. And then I reach out and shake my hand and make a charisma saving throw.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
So are you just holding your sprite at all times?
I kind of am, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Is she wrist mounted?
Yeah! What's his alignment?
He is. I mean, he's lawful good.
Okay.
And his current demeanor is confused. His emotional state is confused, but nonplussed would be the best word, I think, to describe it.
Yes. Well,
he's like, yeah, this is a business. It's like he's dealing this like it seems like this is a business transaction, and so I'm here to do business, and we'll see what I can do for them, and then see what needs to be done, and etc. etc. Not generally like a joyous, happy mood or anything like that.
You see, sir, we have an objective, and it's a very daunting objective, as you might imagine. It's to meet the Emperor.
Yes, I had gathered that as much, as you had requested an audience with him originally, but I'm telling you that I am here now to bring whatever you may have to the Emperor himself, as he is a very busy man.
I understand completely, but you also have to understand my position on this. And
Which
then I kind of
is
point over.
what?
I kind of point over to Morella. She wants to meet the Emperor. I kind of giving him like the like the look of like I kind of work for her.
Right. Yeah. So I think he's like I recognize Lady Morella's status, but even for the daughter of a count, it is just not possible on such short notice. Perhaps if you wish to stay in the city for a few weeks, I can arrange something. But from the sound and the way this is playing out, it seems like you need something quite urgent. And if you need it quite urgent, I am the man you will be talking with.
I look over at Morella.
The sooner the better.
Petrov leads in at this point and says, friend, do not think of this as daughter of Count wish to speak with Emperor. Think of this as next Emperor wish to speak with now Emperor.
He kind of chuckles, and he says, yes, I understand that the Fair Hearts have a good candidate for the next Emperor, but let us not speak of the Emperor as if he is not going to be with us for quite some time.
No, will last very long time, I am sure. Is peaceful land, is grand time to be Emperor. But we need succession, yes, we need understanding that Empire will continue smoothly from one to next.
I think, he turns and looks at you, and you've had dealings with him before, right? So he turns and looks at you and he goes, and what does this have to do with Kislev, my friend?
Kislev is very interested in maintaining friendship with Emperor, regardless of whether it's now or many decades from now.
He kind of does the, head up, yeah, I expected that was the answer you were going to give me. Kind of nod. And he goes, yes, I see, yes. Makes sense. But perhaps if I had more than I wish to see the Emperor, that would allow me to do something about this. You understand, you could be anyone, and to come in and say that, you would not get what you want.
I stand and think for a moment. And
he's like, if there is an issue to address, allow me to address it. This is how the thing works. I cannot do anything with nothing.
Petrov will address Morella at this point and say, I know him. He is a good, trustworthy man. You may help him more and trust him with at least general shape of your business here.
Alright, I have something that we could use. I kind of look over at Morella, and I say, that's something that we could probably give a reason for.
She gestures.
I wanted to talk to him about chaos.
Okay, so I think that he looks, and based on that exchange, he goes, okay, I don't know if you
I am
understand this, but I don't know if you understand this, but it is not clearly the reason that you are evading telling me, and I am letting you know that nothing will be addressed until I know what the reason is. And simply saying want to talk about chaos is not good enough. I'm sorry, friends, and I'm sorry, Lady Fairheart, but unless you have a specific request or a specific purpose for coming to see the Emperor, I cannot help you.
Again, I look over at Morella saying, and to be honest, Hannibal is still not entirely sure what Morella was wanting to talk about with the Emperor.
Yeah. I think it's on Morella to be like, okay, listen, here's what I actually want to talk to the Emperor about.
Yeah. So, she, like, you know, like, maybe, like, an awkward silence, like, kind of, like, folds in, and then, like, all eyes are on her, and she kind of, like, looks around, and she's like, the Emperor needs to change a few things within these lands. I wish to speak on him on both advice as well. I do intend on being the next successor. So advice from the previous would it not help me? No.
So I think that he looks and like he claps his hands together and he's like, see? Not that hard. That's all I need. I need a reason. The reason is you wish to address some concerns that you have seen throughout the Empire, which, by the way, welcome to Altdorf. I don't know if anyone had ever told you that when you entered, but it appears you are not traveling with fanfare, so I apologize for the hospitality.
That is the point. But anyways.
Yes, I understand. But you wish to address some concerns that you have of things you have seen in the Empire. I can tell you that while we do call this a golden age, the Empire is a large entity, and there are a lot of things out of our reach, but I will perhaps you can make me a list of things that's, you know, you've seen that need to be addressed, and I will most assuredly bring them directly to the Emperor himself. You have my word on that.
She nods, and she's like, that is the best you can do, then I suppose I must go with it.
Yes, and I suspect that is far more than a lot of others would get, but such is your status, and I respect it.
Very well. I will be sure to give you a list.
Okay. Yeah, so I think he says, well, is our business concluded?
She looks at Hannibal, and she's like, I believe that's all that needs to be really said at this point.
Yes, I'm fine as well.
She stands up and, like, probably starts walking away.
I follow.
Yeah. So Petrov, do you like give your goodbyes to Matthew and
Yeah, I'll assure him that I'm going to keep talking with her to try to help her refine her concerns to make the most of the Emperor's time.
Yeah, I think he might make a passing comment to you as well, seeing as you're pretty friendly. He may make a passing comment like, he's like, it's one thing for commoners to come during court and complain about things, but for nobility? Well, we shall see what this list entails.
Yes, we will.
Right. Cool. So I think you guys head back, and over the course of the night, Marilla, how do you handle that? Or yeah, go ahead, Hannibal.
Did you get my message?
Probably not.
Because he's a nerd.
I mean, sure, yeah, you hear that.
No. I just want to see what he does with that. Like, I'll kind of send her out to kind of follow her a little bit.
So I think that you know, traveling back, you get a message, and you say, "Hey."
Oh fuck. Yes.
Listen, I
nah. you get Morella sees.
Every time.
Morella can see Hannibal like visibly like infuriated at the moment.
It's like, I'm not gonna go in there because there's some kind of aura, and yeah, I'm not about that life. So
Wait. What happened? Explain this to me.
listen, I can't get in. I can't follow any further. He had that,
Where are you right
he mentioned
now?
that I'm at the castle where he told me to be.
Yeah. Okay. And where did he go?
Inside the castle. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Why don't you listen?
Shit. You can just hear Hannibal go, shit. But then he's like, fine, come back.
Okay. And you're reunited.
Reunited, sure. God damn it, I'm regretting this already.
Hey, how you doing?
It's called Attack of the Chain.
Yep.
Bound forever.
That's your fault. Yeah. So Morella, how do you like? You get out a parchment and scrolls and ink, and you write up like a list of things that.
Yeah, and
Like a,
Hold
maybe
on,
write
is
a
Mar-
letter.
see
Like
how-
Is Morella back in her room?
Yeah, I think that they probably head back.
I think they would probably have some visitors there if that's true.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah. So maybe-
I was just gonna ask, would Morella accept Petrov's company for trying to help her prepare for her next meeting?
No, she would decline it politely.
No, get the hell out.
She would decline it
Leave me alone.
politely. And she's like, I've written enough letters.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that you get.
I only wish to offer perspective on current political climate in Altdorf, but very well, yes.
So when Hannibal and Morello go back to the room, they are greeted by some visitors.
Yeah. So how does that scene play out? Like Vi and Chester, I assume, are in the room.
Yeah, so while she was, trying to get to go see the Emperor, we probably would have easily figured out where she was staying.
Yeah.
And, made herself at home in her room and just waited for her to return.
Chester is sprawled out
Yes.
on the bed.
Sure. Yeah. Just like just lounging on the bed. And Vi, you're probably just like seated politely in the chair.
Yes,
or whatever.
perfect posture.
Right,
Just
it's
seated in a chair.
Direct opposites. I got you.
Yep.
Um,
And we're just waiting, just chatting,
Yeah,
waiting for her to
absolutely.
return.
So yeah, Morella and Hannibal, you walk in, and you see this. What's your reaction to that?
Morella is kind of like the moment she like opens the door and like lets go of the handle. Like her hand is immediately met with her sword handle, as she's like, "Who are you?"
I'm already casting the spell, and I cast it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just gonna walk in and cast a spell, then we're gonna have to roll initiative, because they'll get actions. They have the chance to get actions before you. That's up to you.
Yeah.
Hold
If you
on,
wanna
we
do it,
also
that's
don't
fine.
look threatening, though. We
Yeah,
are
no,
literally
there's
just sitting
no
there. We
threat
don't
here
have
at all.
weapons.
Yeah,
we
but
don't
here's
have
the
anything.
problem. Here's the problem that you're going with this. You're in our room,
Yes, correct.
Just
It's kind of inherently threatening.
and Hannibal is not a strong close combat fighter.
Yep.
So to him, he's going to want to get the upper hand on this.
Morella is also a very cautious person.
Cautious.
So that's what. It's also the reason why Hannibal didn't just fucking witch bolt your ass, because he doesn't know who you are. So he casts sleep.
All right, then I need the four of you to roll initiative. We'll see where you end
Sure
up,
thing.
Hannibal.
Bloody hell.
Do I not get surprised because I literally just walk in, see them like, fuck that?
Technically,
We were
if you-
expecting that.
Yeah, if you want me to
though.
get technical,
Like,
they have
hold on.
surprise round on you,
Yeah.
not the other way
Yeah.
around.
Wait a minute.
So actually, they have surprise round on you. They get an action and possibly two before you even go, Hannibal.
Yeah. Let's be real. All right, hold on. Let me.
Why are you guys rolling like that? Why aren't you clicking the initiative?
Because we don't have tokens.
Yeah.
You need a token selected for initiative.
Why are you rolling
Oh,
like that?
fuck me.
Yeah, that's fine. So I need Vi.
Hold on.
It's just D20 plus Dex. Modifier.
Fuck you, Cortana.
I don't think.
Blood comes out.
Yeah, just roll.
Yeah, roll d20 plus your dex modifier.
Yeah. Slash roll d20 plus whatever your dex modifier is.
That little number above your initiative, you
Yeah,
can
one.
also just use
Just
that.
roll slash d20 plus one. Slash
Okay,
roll
that's what I
D20 plus one. Yeah. Cool. So Vi and Chester, you guys get an action to like hey, you know, we just want to talk. We're just here to talk, basically. And then the others can react how they want.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's Vi first.
Yeah.
Let's
Vi
hear
goes
this.
first.
So Vi doesn't get up from her chair. She stays seated. She holds up both her hands and just goes, I really don't think you want to do that.
Well, immediately he's pissed.
Yeah. So she's like, hold up her hands and like, hey, you know, I don't think that's necessary, basically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I don't want to cast anything because I don't want it to escalate at all.
Sure. You're not attempting to escalate the situation. Chester.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so would I see Hannibal like preparing
No,
magic?
I think that Morella's like Hannibal's like behind Morella, and he hasn't had a chance to like actually react yet.
Okay. Hannibal is straight out just gonna lay on the bed.
What, Hannibal?
Hannibal. Chester.
All right.
Getting names.
Yeah.
You
confused
like pretend snore.
So,
here. Yeah,
so,
I'm like snoring.
Morella, you're next. I mean, they're obviously not aggressive. If they were here to assassinate you, you would have
been assassinated.
You'd probably be dead, right? Because completely got the drop on you.
Yeah.
And it's
her
very
being-
clear, like it's very clear that this is like a social situation.
Yeah. So, probably it's not like a hand crushing like grip on her handle, but it's more of like the cautious. Her hand is on the pommel of her sword, and she's like, "Who are you? And what do you want?" And she kind of like puts like a hand on like Hannibal.
Sure. So Vi, how do you respond?
Well, does Hannibal get to go?
You'd have a second to respond,
Okay.
like to that statement.
And I just say, well, all we'd like to do is talk. Do you have a minute?
Sure. And then I think Hannibal.
She probably
you
mutters
could-
under her own breath. She's
You
like,
can
"Everyone
you can
wants
still
to
do that
speak with
thing
me."
if you want Hannibal, but it's very clear that they're like not trying to kill you.
Yeah, so that would dissuade him. But he will approach her and shake her hand.
Sure.
She doesn't shake your hand.
Right.
Fine
Yeah.
then, let's say you either shake my hand or we're leaving.
And she's like, I have no business with you. You can leave.
Alright, sure, let's go, Morella.
I kind
Yeah,
of just
kinda
like hold up a hand. I'm like, wait, they're obviously here for me. Let
Yes,
us hear what they
exactly.
want.
No, we don't give them the chance.
If they could find what room we were staying at, they can obviously find where we're going to be staying at next. Hannibal,
Yes.
be reasonable.
I'm more than that.
What do you
can
wish of
obviously
us?
tell Hannibal is a little pissed right
Yeah.
now.
And
Vi is completely calm, cool, and collected.
yeah, Morella seems actually very calm in this situation, which is what you wouldn't expect of her. And she's like, what do you want?
Here, sit with me. Just have a seat. And she gestures to the other chair that's near her.
Sure.
She like maybe takes a few steps like inwards, and she's like, I prefer standing.
That's your prerogative. And so Vi like takes her hand and like hits Chester over the head to try to like wake him up to get him in on this conversation.
Just
Like just
right-
smack him,
right on
like
the
straight up
forehead.
hit him as hard as she can.
Ow! Be careful of the hat. I still like this one, you know.
Oh, you and your hat. Can you pay attention for a moment, please?
All right. Jester just sits up and looks over at the two.
So I-
these,
You go ahead.
just talk to him. I don't want to.
Okay, we'll just listen at least, okay?
Okay.
Okay. She goes, I'm Vi. This is Chester. You probably
Hi.
haven't heard of us, but, you know, we kind of own this city.
She raises an eyebrow as you say own, and she's like, I wasn't aware that you were wealthy.
She goes, you don't need wealth to own a place.
Continue to
Yes,
the
you
point.
just need to lack manners.
Oh, please. I seem to have more manners than you.
Says the person who refused a handshake.
You didn't tell me your name.
Fine then, I reach out my hand. Hannibal.
She still doesn't shake your hand.
I give her the finger.
Sure.
But see,
You give
now
her
I know
some-
your name.
Some gesture that means F off in Warhammer Fantasy universe.
She just smiles and says, "Oh, that's cute." Anyway, and she looks back at Morella and she goes, "So, you're new here. What's your business?"
My business is my own.
Huh. Now, see, I knew you were going to say that. They always say that, don't they, Chester?
Always.
Why are
Jordan?
you here?
Why are we here? Well, we just wanted to get to know you.
Why me? Out of all the people within the city.
Chester, why her?
She's the one with the pretty red hair.
Yes, your hair, it's beautiful.
It's hair.
She just
no,
smiles
but-
at you kind of creepily.
It's hair. What about it?
Anyway,
Oh, you little literal thing.
it is very literal, isn't she?
Yeah. Go ahead. Just tell her why we're here. Let's get this on.
Do you
Vi,
want
roll
me-
perception.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I know what you want me to do.
Uh-huh. You're good.
Make a
roll
charisma saving throw.
throw, Vi.
Wait, I didn't hear it. What do I have to do?
Roll a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
What even is your character?
No, man.
Annoyance.
Damn. Well, what do you
is your
feel?
current emotional state?
Amused. Absolutely amused.
All right.
So,
Yep. Continue with the conversation.
Okay. All right, then. I don't even know where I was. Oh, I was
Nope.
telling you why we're here. Yes.
Yep.
About that. So she looks away from Chester and she says, we make it our business to know everything about everyone here. I don't really need to know everything about you. I just want to know why you want to meet the Emperor so badly.
she
And,
raises
and
an eyebrow.
and then everything else.
I mean, let's start small.
Again, my business is my own.
She gets up from her chair and she walks away from her kind of towards the window and she goes, "You know, I think that we would be good friends."
You do. Why do you say that?
You're too heavy to dangle.
From the street below. No, I'm just kidding. She says, I can help you with this. I know you went to Petrov first, but you made a mistake there.
Continue.
See, I may have an in with the Emperor. Would that interest you at all?
Perhaps.
Inside check.
You
Sure.
could do so.
Roll
But
inside.
Morella is,
Yeah. She said what she said.
Yep.
That happened.
Also, Jordan.
I heard you. I read it. Don't worry. I'm
Yep.
allowing the
So-
conversation to flow.
Well, how do you
Continue.
respond? All right.
Yeah, she just says continue.
So, I'm willing to help you. He and I are, kind of buddies, but I'd have to know why I'm helping you.
She kind of lets that thought sink in for a little bit, and she's like, "I just need to speak with the man."
That's not quite good enough. And she looks over at Chester and she's like, don't you think?
It's a bit far off the mark. I don't know what you're looking for with that.
I have some questions that the man needs to answer.
Don't we all?
I think that's the majority of this city.
Yes, but
I mean, we can just go now and you can see what Petrov can do for you, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not much. The man talks a big game, but
And what
about it.
says that your game is bigger?
Well, I mean, we did break into your room.
So you're thieves. A common thief can do such a thing.
Thieves with some good connections.
But thieves.
Thieves nonetheless.
Vi says, check your pockets. Have we stolen anything from you?
Breaking and entering is a crime.
Yes, but you got off easy. We left everything here.
So,
Again, you sound very not so good of people, I would say.
Well, your friend here should know just what type of person I am.
Which friend is that?
The one with the fancy mask over there. The one who's been eyeballing me this whole time.
It's a bit creepy. I'm starting to
Right?
think he's a pervert.
I know.
Ugh.
There are places for that man, you know.
Yeah.
Hannibal is a good man. But enough of that.
oh yeah.
You know he's chaotic.
I'm not.
Oh, are you lawful?
I am totally lawful.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
he's lawful.
Does it tell me specifically?
When you play in a world that doesn't really have alignments, it tells you that they're lawful and they follow a code.
Okay.
You're not getting any evil vibes from him, but you're not getting any, like, inherently good vibes either.
Alright.
Morella just probably like, great, I can't fucking remember where we left off.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I was excited. First time it's happened, or second time.
Or fifth time. No, I'm just kidding.
So, she probably like looks over at like Chester.
Oh yeah, they
and
were
then like
insulting me.
immediately looks back over at
Oh,
you,
right.
Vi. And she goes, "And what do I gain in really having you help me, besides having potentially gained word from the Emperor?"
I
Didn't
mean,
say how you would do it.
isn't that the whole reason why you're here?
Well, if you know that I need to speak with the Emperor, then why don't you do? If you are to help me, then why don't you just help me then?
Because nothing is free. And she
What
gives
do you
you
want?
the best smile.
What do you want? You've made the point that you just wish to help me, but you never said what you wanted to gain out of it.
I believe I was very clear, was I not, Chester?
Yeah. You're pretty clear.
Information. I want to know what you want to talk to him about. If you can give me that, then we're golden.
The state of these lands.
They're pretty crappy, right? And then she like realizes that you're not laughing, and she's like, yeah. What about them?
That is what I wish to speak with him about.
Are you going to help him? Or are you going to tell him that you have seen something disturbing?
A little of both. Now, I've told you what you wanted to know.
Well, partly.
I mean, I'd still call that fucking nothing, but whatever. I'm still sitting here.
You still have presented nothing so far. Only empty promises.
This is true. I guess, maybe that's enough for a little show of our power, would you say, Chester?
I mean, yeah. I don't know. And Chester just kind of falls back down on the bed. Just tell me when you're ready.
And she rolls her eyes and she looks back at Marilla and she goes, all right, you plan to stay here for a few days, I assume?
I wish to leave as soon as possible, though.
Tomorrow night, you'll be here, yes?
Depends on if situation changes.
Well, I'm sure we can find you. We'll be back. And she disappears, leaving Chester again by himself.
She looks over at Chester.
She left me, didn't she? Chester's eyes still closed. He just kind of... He doesn't really sit up. He just kind of crawls backwards out the window and up the building.
Oh, amazing.
She looks back at Hannibal. She's like, well, certainly an interesting folk.
Personally, I don't like them. But then again, I didn't have a great first impression of them. Also... But they're thieves, and thieves are useful.
Everyone is useful in their own ways,
hmm
whether it be good or bad. Now, I need to get this list ready.
Mm. You alright? You want me to write it? I have better penmanship.
I'm not so sure about that.
I'm not actually sure that's true either.
That might not actually be true.
As a noble, Morella
Yeah.
has probably been like formerly trained in penmanship.
Also, with 16 dicks, it says otherwise.
As a researcher, I wouldn't.
I mean, not formally. Like your parents probably taught you, but Morella has had like legitimate calligraphy training. Like that's just something that occurs.
I don't know. I think we should have
no.
a post rolls to see who's got better handwriting.
Right? Let's do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I think we need performance
okay.
checks.
Yeah, performance.
Actually, no. There's legitimately like a calligraphy school, like a actual writing tools. So since I doubt either of you actually have that,
Yeah.
give me a dexterity check, not a save, just a
Oh,
check.
shit.
Yes.
So it's
Amazing.
just a d20 plus whatever
Just
modifiers.
just click the check mark next on your character sheet instead
Oh,
of the
okay.
heart. Just click the check.
Yeah, that was only an initiative thing because we need tokens.
Yeah. Initiative's the only one that doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're
Oh,
better,
come on.
but
That's like negligible.
right,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah!
It's like you're mildly better, but Morella probably wouldn't think you're good enough to write it over her.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if you rolled like a 20 maybe. Like
Yeah.
like Hannibal, you know your handwriting is better, but no one else would really be able to tell the difference.
Fuck. Damn, the problems of being so smart.
Well, I mean, Morella's not dumb. Like she has good handwriting, and she
Yeah,
has a very like
Yeah.
probably higher vocabulary than others.
So you guys
but-
collaborate on your letter to the Emperor, right?
Yeah, like
Cool.
she would write it, but she wouldn't mind like if you like.
Yeah, and I would probably tell you, I've been outside and basically all around the Empire. I would tell you some of the stuff I've seen.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, you collaborate,
So-
you make this nice elegant letter.
I'd also probably talk a little bit about Norska and what I would love to do with that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, fix internal, then worry about external. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, maybe adding a line of like, you know, we don't pay enough attention to our neighboring
Northern borders.
Yeah, right, our northern borders. Right. And like that's something that Petrov would be 100% behind as well, because the Empire doesn't actually deal directly with the northern borders. Like, Kislev deals directly with the northern border.
I just realized in that case, I might have been in his country, couldn't I?
In Kislev? Yeah, you've probably traveled through there.
Yeah.